against the Mars in lane.
Hmm.
Medusa is like pretty decent in lane against the hero. So if you can pick something that can just like semi play aggressive, I think Abaddon might not be bad here. That's
I
where I
would.
would start to lean towards at least.
I see. Uh, I guess so. I guess so. I would
Oh,
like.
okay. So it's gonna be Nick. So it's gonna be Jubei on the um hoodwink. It seems.
It's interchangeable. They could put the hoodwink at the 4 or the 5, same with the Nyx assassin, but it's very likely going to be a 5 hoodwink
Is this
Nyx
just a
assassin this
deny
game.
pick? Like they're just so worried about them snapping the Nyx here next that they just pick it themselves? Is that why?
That's possible. Um, hmm. I'm curious of what they're going to grab next if they pick up the Nyx assassin here. Again, I was talking about the fact that all the spirit here is still in the draft. Usually you see these one of them banned out, so an Ember could be something they want to pick up here on 2 base. They take Magnus next. I mean, I I'm not crazy about that one. You're playing with a gyrocopter.
It's still a pretty good hero. Like we've seen a lot of teams run it in the mid lane or even the safe lane. Obviously, this game they have the gyrocopter, so it's likely not to be a safe lane Magnus. But overall, I think the hero does offer a lot of potential. The RP, the skewers, really good at controlling the Medusa and getting her away from the team is also really good.
Hmm. All right. When I see the Magnus here, I think that they're gonna switch. They're gonna do the gotcha and just switch the gyrocopter over to a support role. Put the Mars in the offlane, Magnus mid, and then just pick up an anti mage.
I mean, anti mage is not super good against the Nyx, which is the problem.
Hmm. If they take an Ember here, I would like to see an anti mage pick it up on Infamous and just pull it. Yeah, I got you there
I
because
don't.
it's amazing against the Medusa. It's just like near impossible to play into the late game. You're like forced to build a butterfly and whatnot. Take a Tide Hunter though.
I like this a lot. It's not great against the gyro actually. This hero like really struggles against gyrocopter. So the question is, what does the safe laner want to play, right? Whether it be gyro or the mag.
Mhm.
I mean, I imagine you have to take the gyro into the Tidehunter lane. It's just too good. The question will be at this point whether or not gyrocopter actually gets any points of rocker barrage. Where in the past they just tend to skip it until like level 14 or something.
Radiant's turn to ban.
They ban out the anti mage themselves on 2 based. There
Yeah,
you have
It
it.
is Dire's ban.
isn't that what you said? Like Infamous having anti mage would have been too good.
Yep. It would have been 2 based. All right. I'm glad that it's gone now, but I would have liked to see what it could have done against this lineup. It's possible they plan on
10
taking
seconds.
the Ember to the mid lane at this point now, if they're banning out the anti
5
mage. Because
seconds.
again, that's one of the main things that I was thinking of. Leshrac is banned out on the other side. I guess they are kind of lacking the ability to take towers in the early game. Ember wouldn't really do that for them either.
It is
Death
Radiant's
Prophet
ban.
is a hero that takes towers. That one's been banned out. Do you think it's possible they take a Dragon Knight on 2
You
based?
must choose.
On
That
two
one's
base,
nope, banned out. Infamous
DK's
just
banned.
banned it as I said it.
Yeah, so it looks like Simply Two Base are assuming that with the mag pick, they're restructuring the draft here with the support gyro to go for like a safe lane carry that does a little bit more damage. It could
10
also be a mid
seconds
Mars. You never really know. They go and grab the
Storm
Storm Spirit here
Spirit.
for I Annihilate. Definitely a hero that he is comfortable on. And Infamous, I mean, this draft is very flexible with what they've shown so far, right? Like two heroes flex both support and core. Mars plays multiple lanes, so they kind of have a lot of options here. The safe lane
10 seconds.
probably makes the most sense, but something that does well against the Tide
5
Hunter that also
seconds
benefits from the
remaining.
Empower would be kind of the idea.
Yeah. They're probably thinking anti mage, and if they hadn't banned it out at 2 base in the previous phase, they thought, yeah, no way that we ban this thing out. But again, when they thought about picking Storm Spirit there, anti mage ban just
Slark.
became super important all of a sudden.
Hero.
It's a really good Slark game.
It is. I mean, it plays into the Tidehunter lane. You're able to click him down regardless of the fact that he has Anchor Smash and Crack and Shell. It's decent against the Storm Spirit with the leash. You can build a Fusible Blade, and it's okay against the Medusa. I don't mind it, honestly.
Yeah, and the thing that's nice about this too is they've picked the Tidehunter when a 5-position gyrocopter is the one who's gonna max rocket barrage, right? So you get everything you want out of the gyrocopter just even from the support position. So you now have this Slark who's gonna have a very easy lane. And honestly, he's great against both Medusa and Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit does not want to have to get like a early Yules or an Aghanim or a BKB, but doesn't really have a choice. If he gets pounced, his game is in a rough spot.
I think his game might be in a rough spot regardless. Sacred, yeah, gets a quick Yules. He's in trouble. But again, Storm Spirit is an Annihilate special. And they put Peta on the team. I'm interested in seeing what Peta is going to accomplish for them. Simply Two Base has fallen for the trap of like shuffling up their roster too many times, I feel, which could cause some issues. Infamous, like some of these South American teams have shuffled up their rosters as well, but all of them have like played on teams with each other before. Every time they switch somebody out, it's like, yeah, I played with you like 6 months back or something like that, and they know how they play and they can adapt to it pretty quickly. And it seems to take a little while for people to stabilize, and that's one of the things I think was super strong about Zoomers is they were good, but they were also together for so long, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm just kind of a genius, Ricky.
Are you? Oh, very nice.
I mean, that's why you have me here today.
All right, so we've got Alone playing the Magnus, which should be very fun. Sacred's going to be playing the Mars, so it is going to be that mid mag. Into Storm Spirit, it might be rough the first couple of levels, but honestly, you do have to be careful on the Storm because if he manages to get you for like a Shockwave Skewer and pulls you into that tower, there's no chance you're surviving. So this is a pretty okay lane, I think, for Magnus here.
You can't survive it because you've got like some decent armor on Storm Spirit, but your movement speed is pretty low. I feel like 75% HP you survive it, but a lot of the time you're not going to be because Magnus is going to be cleaving you with his Empower and like kind of chipping away your HP. You can't 100 to 0 the Storm Spirit, but it's going to get pretty close. He's going to be able to walk you down, auto attack you as you go. Looks like we're good to go. They did pull a gotcha with the gyrocopter, which doesn't surprise me too much. I'm sure they would have preferred to have the mage pick here, though. So let's see how they adapt and do the Slark. I'm not a fan of this hero. I'm gonna be real with you.
I think this hero has certain games where
I think it's good this game,
really good.
Yeah.
I think this
you
is
like
one
it
of
here
those
quite
games.
a bit, right?
Yeah, I look at this game and this is like an amazing Slark game. As long as he doesn't like somehow lose this safe lane, he's gonna pop off and he is going to have a fantastic time, especially with the Magnus giving him the the Empower in the mid game, allowing him to just kind of farm and pull away. I think he's gonna be able to deal with this Medusa pretty easily.
Unless Medusa just girl bosses it. What do you think? That gonna happen?
It can. It definitely can. I think cards have to go right here for Simply Two Base, though. Annihilate has to have a good mid lane and make space. And Mariano has to not get shut down here on the Tidehunter.
Just 30 seconds now. We may never witness another match like this.
Oh, we might see a clash at the start here. The Force walks up this. All right, they're already getting back to the other side of the hill. They plant the ward, but I don't think they're going to catch anyone out with this one, though. No action like we got to see on the first day, unfortunately. People seem to have mellowed out a little bit.
10 players compete for ultimate glory.
All right, just gonna be 2-2 on the runes. Pretty straightforward. Imperium will be playing the 5-position Nyx Assassin, which I think this was kind of just a little bit of a deny pick. I don't think they were really intending Gyro to be the 5 when they first picked it, but with the way the draft ended up playing out, it ended up just being too good.
Plus, it's never fun to play the gyrocopter under the Medusa. You just feel like a worse version of the Medusa.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens here. Boris just gonna get clicked by Michael's illusions. First level disruption though. You don't really see all that often, but I guess the Medusa illusions combined with Sacred, they've done a lot of damage already to Boris.
Yeah, you don't have Banner Shield to work with. You're like one of the lowest HP heroes inside the game. You don't have a ton of armor at level 1 either. So your illusions end up clicking you down pretty hard. In the bottom lane, Pepita ended up going Gush level 1 to try to trade. But now Jubei just getting zoned all the way back out of lane.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do here on Hoodwink. Yeah, it's like you actually have to TP. This is gonna be his existence in this lane.
That's rough.
The good news is...
Just
oh, go ahead.
walk away? I thought you could just walk away from that. He's got more movement speed.
He does, but you just get missiled, right? Oh, nice pounce out there from the Slark, and he does have a point in Essence Shift. Missile comes through, and he has a TP out to the tower. So you're in a situation now where both your TPs are down in this bottom lane, and you do not have like really any way of threatening these two heroes. This is exactly how I expected this lane to go. And this is going to be incredibly rough.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that Alone pulled Annihilate underneath the tower.
Mariano's just dead, I think. Yeah, that's first blood. He just gets pounced and dies. He's not here on the Hoodwink. He had to walk all the way back from the base, and not a good start considering he just TP'd to the tower. So that is a walk of shame from your Tidehunter. It's going to have to be made here just 2 minutes into the game. The safe lane's going to get pulled here from Gyro, and this is an abysmal start for the side is simply TOOBASED.
Yeah, he just lost. It was like too easy for them to go on him with Jubei gone, and now he's gonna lose so much XP nearby the tower. He did bait the creeps around the side of the trees to stop them from like going down, or all of them going down. But I'm not sure it's gonna matter. Just the amount of time that this Tidehunter's gone, and now Gyrocopter's pulling, and nobody's really able to contest it either.
Oh, and Annihilate doing a little bit of a nice trick there, pulling Magnus into the tower. Typically the opposite from what we would see there.
That's supposed to be Magnus's move, but you know, a skilled Storms player can do it as well.
Somewhere, someone lays blame.
Bottom lane. Fortunately, Under is back, but Wave is exactly where Slark wants it to be. They're not really able to do anything to contest him. Once he's level 6, your hopes of zoning Slark out of the lane and harassing him kind of disappear.
I mean, lanes are pretty stable for the most part, but Infamous definitely pulling ahead in all three, like CSing incredibly well. And this is what scares me for the side of simply TOOBASED. Like, you don't have a really good way to punish this Slark. Even Annihilate in the mid lane isn't having a fantastic time. He's just giving up so much CS to the mag.
He's gonna be fine. I mean, he's losing a little bit in net worth here to the Magnus, but it's not going to matter. He's about to get water rinse and he'll start to be able to play more aggressive once he hits like 5, 6.
Sacred actually almost goes down on the top lane, but gets a salve there from his Shadow Demon.
To their middle tower.
Nice rotation there by Jubei, by the way. Ended up grabbing the water rune, so Alone wasn't able to recover from that one. Now Annihilate sitting pretty high on HP and mana, and almost at his 6. I'm not sure he's going to be able to take advantage of this at the 6-minute mark, though. I think the Slark is going to have level 6 before we get to 6 minutes, and Storm Spirit Man just to rotate the bottom lane with a rune.
Nice bottle refill in the mid lane here from Michael. Just going to top him back off, and Alone continuing to farm. Storm Spirit doing the same. We'll see how this goes. I'm really worried for this off lane. Like, I don't think they're gonna have an answer for this Slark. I think Lumiere is going to have a fantastic game. Yeah, Tread's completed like now, going straight Echo Saber. Mariano can't really contest. There is a missile coming through. Doesn't hit the pounce though, so he should be okay. Top lane though. Vanish here onto Boris. Looks like just a zone him off of Sacred a little bit there.
Yeah. Boris don't care. I can't do much to the Gyrocopter. It's not really worth committing onto him super hard, given he's just a position 5 anyways. Boring at the moment, if you ask me. Not
Yeah,
enough action going on here.
It'll pick up 1-0. You know, at some point, one of these players is gonna make a mistake, gonna get punished for it. It happens. It's inevitable. So, yeah, I mean, the idea right now, Michael just stacking like crazy on the Shadow Demon. Imperium rotating up here, trying to get the 6-minute rune, ends up being bottom, and it's bottled by the Magnus. More stacks being made for him.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be careful about that one.
That's just something they can't contest with. Like, we see Gyrocopter scouting out the stacks here for the side of simply two-based, and there are quite a bit, but Magnus is just gonna walk over and try and steal these potentially. Doesn't even be careful. There is Ward Sentry. Dude, there is so much vision on this dire triangle right now. Yep, Alone's gonna grab him. He's gonna try and steal the stack, and they have to contest this. They cannot allow this to go unpunished, and Gyrocopter's just gonna throw his body at them as a way to just give farm on over to the mag. Oh my goodness, no way. He gets a salve off? He's out. Is he? Oh, okay, one more auto attack.
You had your warning.
He's punished for that pretty hard, though. I mean, he ended up taking most of that stack there on the Magnus while that happened. Yeah, 2.9k net worth and 2.8 on Storm Spirit. He would have much rather had the stacks other than that gyro kill, and now he has to walk all the way back to base because of the amount of mana that he used. That's rough. Bottom lane. You can't do anything on this Tidehunter to the Slark at the moment. Slark is sitting at the top of the net worth at 3.5k. You said you were worried about this, and you definitely should be. Storm Spirit's going to try to come down here. Well, he thought about it. TP to the tower, but he can't do anything.
No. That's the thing. In games like this, Slark is probably one of the best heroes in Dota. I Annihilate will once again punish this Gyrocopter who went for a D ward there. Does end up getting the D ward in the process. Unfortunately for Jubei, his sentry just barely missed the Radiant ward there. Annihilate gonna pick up these stacks. There he does. He gets it this time. Doesn't, however, see the other ward on the backside of this ancient camp, and as a result, it will not stack. He will find out that it's blocked at this point, but has to go searching for that.
Would have been nice if he found a rune over in the bottom, but Imperium takes the haste up in the top.
So
All right, what do we got elsewhere on the map? I mean, Lumiere's farming uncontested, going for this Echo Saber. I would like to see a Diffusal Blade first, but I think he's more so worried about like zoning this Titan to the lane and looking for kills on him rather than trying to get on top of this Medusa right away.
Sacred Arena Spear out top lane. Gonna punish Nyx as he was trying to scout out into their triangle. He found one of their wards, so he knows that it is there, and he will eventually get it, or it's just gonna get denied here. But Boris top lane also getting chased down. That shockwave off the mark might have saved them, honestly. They TP up Mariano, and he's gonna be able to defend the top tier 1 tower, but again, it's just Slark left bottom lane completely alone as he nearly finishes an Echo Saber.
He's gonna get dove here on the Tidehunter. Yeah, he's just gonna die. Oh, he's got a Ravage. He's faking it out to force them back, and has bought them enough time for people to TP in.
All right, I mean, I guess you get the gyro once again. Ends up going the way of Jubei. Signs with the Acorn shot. Imperium trying to chase after alone, but I can't imagine. Oh, bushwhack on the mark. If you manage to get this kill, this would be very nice. Vortex in one, pulls him back into the Remnant. I Annihilate, grabbing a killing spree there. And that is a huge win. If they only got the gyro, I don't know.
Yeah, Pepita is a god, okay? Faking that Ravage out again and again and forcing people to turn around. If they just committed onto him to start, force the Ravage out of him quicker, I don't think as many people go down there. I think maybe they just lose one hero. He, like, stunned them for longer by not stunning them. Oh, that was sick. Alright, now he's going to bottle up this Invis rune. So things are looking for a little bit better for the Storm Spirit after that one. He's actually ahead of the Magnus in net worth now. And Medusa's now cleaning up these ancient stacks. It's going to be difficult to find a kill onto anyone at the moment, unfortunately, because the only person you can really find is the Slark, who's, you know, popping off at the moment. Shadow Demon is never in a position where you can grab him, and everybody else is just going to be too tanky. The stack over in the Dire Triangle. That's pretty big.
Yeah, Radiant clears up theirs at the same time, though, giving a lot on over to that Magnus. XP as well for both Sacred and himself. Slark finishes up the Echo, queues up the Diffusal. I mean, this Slark is... We'll see how it goes, man. I worry about Slarks in games like this. I'd like him to get the Aghanim Scepter here this game. I think after Diffusal, if he goes... you either go Ags or you go for a Scotty, and it's hard to decide. Or you can't really afford to go BKB here.
Yeah, I do like the Echo Saber over the Diffusal Blade right away, though, because it allows you to actually get on and kill heroes and have a little bit more mana regen for clearing camps, because part of your camp clearing speed is actually just based on how many Dark Pack you get off. So extra mana regen is pretty important, so you can just clear camps and creep wave super fast, and then go back and get killed without buying out clarities. It looks like they're about to break out and fight in the top lane, though. Slug's moving up there, and the only reason he'd ever engage with his team is to look for kills.
Invis Nyx here ends up getting found as Lemire gets the D ward, and Imperium no way out of this, surrounded by all 5 here on Infamous. They'll grab that kill and continue moving on.
+1.
The courier. Oh, +1 Agi, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Did he get +1? I know it's bugged. Oh yeah, he did get it. Okay. That passive has been bugged ever since they did that addition. I don't know how it works.
It activates someone's within a AoE of you.
Yeah, 300 range, but there's times when like I've seen Slarks just get killing blows and they just don't get the stack.
They could be outside the range with like death pack hitting them because the 325 radius.
Maybe.
The more you know. A lot of time people are just caught at the very edge of the Dark Pact.
Annihilate working towards that Orchid. He's getting close. He's getting close. He just needs the recipe now. Has both of the Oblivion staffs completed. Boris still just farming up on the Medusa, going for the Sanj and Yasha. Mariano trying to recover from a pretty bad start. Does have the Hooded Defiance face boots. Queuing up that Blink Dagger next.
I'm interested in Boar Daddy's build here. Is the going for the Sanj and Yasha into the Mantis style is kind of interesting. I mean, your main concern is going to be RP, and you're basically the only target that's going to get gone on by the RP. Hoodwink doesn't matter. Nick Assassin doesn't matter. You're never going to catch... you never want to focus down Storm with the RP, like almost never. And he's going to be difficult for the Magnus to get his hands on. So I guess it kind of makes sense if they want to focus on getting extra status resistance instead of trying to get out of like some of these abilities with Mantis style.
That was a sick play, actually, by Imperium there, breaking the smoke. So they actually smoked on Infamous there up into the triangle, and he's just sitting there invis on the high ground, breaks it, and allowing Boris to just back on out, make sure he's going to stay safe. So really good play on the Nyx. Annihilate? He really wanted that rune.
Unfortunately, didn't get it. Unlucky. What can you do? He doesn't have a TB on him, which is a little bit odd. Alright. Diffusal Blade's almost done on this Lark. I imagine they'll probably try to look for a kill after that, but BKB is also pretty important, given the amount of like stuns and magic damage they're going to be doing right now on TOOBASED. But if he's going for a Diffusal Blade right now, he's probably looking to go for a gank with it. So RP's up. And yeah, alone already moving back. He'll probably teleport down to the bottom lane or to his shrine, and they'll start looking for a kill.
It is a very good timing. So if they get there, they're going to be feeling really strong. Gyro 4-2 on this build, 4-2-0. So, you know, the exact opposite from what we see from carry Gyro, which is nice. Actually doing damage here.
There it is, TPing in now. Let's go.
Smoke up, Empower is out. Letting Slark lead the charge here is perfect. Having that bonus night vision does wonders. He is going to be able to spot Jubei, but that's not really the target you want to find. Low ground annihilates the one, and Saker with the blink reveal there, finding the kill there on the Storm Spirit. Well played by Infamous.
Yep. Annihilate thinks it, no, Jubei thinks that there's a ward up there, but there isn't. The Slark just has 1800 night vision. They actually had no idea that he was over there, so I imagine they're going to waste some money there.
On the backside, Imperium looking to try and jump on top of someone. Michael, level 8 here on the Shadow Demon.
This is good.
They get the Impale, but the Arena on the backside, he catches 3, holding them all in place. He's got the Ravage, has to drop it, but Jubei just getting shredded. The RP as well. Nice Stone Gaze from the Medusa, trying to make space for them to disengage, and they will. What a beautiful play there from Sacred on this Mars, and now looking to still defend their tower. Simply TOOBASED do not want to give it up.
It actually wasn't so bad for TOOBASED. They only lost one hero. They didn't lose their tower. And, like, yes, you ended up committing Ravage, but you committed RP and a bunch of other stuff on Infamous as well. That fight could have got a lot worse if Pepita's positioning wasn't so good. He had so many people to Ravage. He ended up dark packing through it on Slark. That's one of the reasons why he didn't go down, but okay. The 5 is down. Their triangle now belong to Infamous, and you are no longer farming.
Correct, and with that kill, they should be able to finish off the mid lane tower. Slark top net worth still, and continuing to look for heroes. I mean, this is just how he's going to play this game, right? He just wants to be looking around, trying to get on top of these heroes, and the Demonic Purge there on top of the Medusa. He's able to pick off the Hoodwink first. Nice disruption, holding Boris in place, but he can't continue the dive there. A little bit too risky, as he will back off on the Slark. He knows there's a ward here somewhere. He ends up guessing incorrectly as Annihilate comes in. Spear just off the mark, though. He's able to pin down that kill onto the Gyrocopter. Imperium ends up going down as well. Annihilate, dodge on the missile. Well played.
Yeah, they can't fight into this, like, massive team fight on Infamous unless they've got Ravage up, and they don't have Ravage available for the next 60 seconds here, so they're forced to back up. I think Pepita made that call, it looked like. 5k now with advantage. Things seem to be getting a lot worse. I mean, every time that Infamous takes a kill, they take it with, like, intent to take extra control of the map. So not only do they, like, I guess they only caught out the one hero there earlier, Hoodwink, but they took the tower off it and forced other objectives. And they took control of the triangle after that. It started, like, zoning them back into their own base on Simply TOOBASED. So, like a 4/5k net with advantage right now, and they're going right back into their zone. They know this Ravage is still on cooldown for a little bit. And the Ravage is so important for turning these fights.
I mean, the deep wards here from Infamous are just run at you wards, right? Like, they're going to find Imperium here on the next assassin. Gets the Dark Pact off. Will end up finding the kill. Oh, nice jump on Annihilate. Actually barely dodging the spear out. Not intended, but you'll settle for it if you're the Storm for sure.
It was a really bold move jumping forward onto Lumiere, though. Nobody else TP'd in while he did that. Like, if you TP in as he jumps, you can get, like, a Ravage off immediately after, but I think he risks dying for, like, not much there on Annihilate. He chatted up, though.
Spear Arena finds the Tidehunter, and he is trapped there. No way out, drops that Ravage. Looking to take down the Magnus. Nice Orchid out from Annihilate, but the disruption to keep him alive. Jubei channeling that Sharpshooter, wants to find a kill, but the Blink out's gonna save him. You only hit the Gyro. Sentry here up on the... There's just so many sentries planted out here from the side of Infamous. They do not want to let Imperium get on top of these heroes. We'll be able to hit him with the missile, and now Medusa out of mana, caught on the backside by the Slark, completely dead. Nice skewer through from Alone. He's going to continue the chase here. Lumiere grabs himself a double on the backside of the fight. They find the Storm Spirit as well, out of mana, out of resources. 4 heroes dead. They even get a buyback from the Nyx.
And all you can do at this point on Peta Mariano is just walk away. And Slark, this is it. They're taking control of all these resources here on the other team. I mean, Hoodwink stacked this, and Lumiere just takes it with the Empower. He can't get a win here, it feels like. Everything just keeps on getting worse. And your game is now slowed down on the Storm Spirit. He wants to build himself a Sanj Kaya. He's not going to have it for ages. Medusa's BKB is done, now working on the Butterfly, which, like, you know, this is the counter of the anti-mage, the counter whenever anybody has any sort of mana burn for their auto attacks. He's got the Diffusal Blade on Slark. You increase your EHP just by having evasion instead of extra HP and mana. Like, they're building good here, but I don't think it's going to matter. The Slark is just way too big.
Too big to fail,
like, you
man.
were you were like super concerned about this at the start of the game. You're like, yeah, this looks like a very good Slark game. Okay, Slark is also having an uncontested game. And this just looks impossible for two-based, and you're exactly right. Lumiere is just popping off here. It feels like he's got nothing to be concerned about. Every time he gets gone on by the Storm Spirit, Michael's there. He just banishes him while he's silenced.
Yep. I was gonna say, like, if I was Slark here, I wouldn't want to build a BKB because you rely on your Shadow Demon, right? So he just goes Sanj and Yasha, queues up a Shard, and the Shard is good enough. That's all he needs. Depth Shroud is fantastic. Another smoke here from Infamous, looking to find more heroes. Imperium sitting up on the high ground. They actually don't have vision here behind this tree line other than Boris showing on the map. So they're going to go for a really far wraparound.
Oh, no.
Counter smoke, tied his brakes. He blinks out immediately. Afraid to go up onto the high ground. Jube gonna reveal himself. Nice bushwhack comes out. Does catch the Slark, but they're in some trouble on the backside. I know he's looking for the Shadow Demon, but he's protected by that Glimmer Cave, and you're just out of mana now on the Storm. Imperium goes down. Ravage does connect. They finally get the Shadow Demon, but Boris, he's all alone in this arena as the rest of his team's just gonna get ran down. They don't seem to care about the Deuce, so he goes to TP out, but the RP from Alone holds him in place, and now Boris is dead. Looking for on the backside, nice Yules comes out, holding Mariano in place. It is just one after another. The pain train does not stop here for Infamous as they get an ultra kill on this Slark.
You might as well GG out after this one. I'm not sure how they recover from this. They're probably discussing what went wrong in the comms there. A lot of things went wrong. Like the initial blink back from Pepita, like that's the call to not take that fight. His blink dagger was on cooldown for 15 seconds at that point. The reason he blinked back instead of forward was because Ravage was on cooldown for a couple seconds as well. And then his entire team starts going forward while his blink is on cooldown. Yes, there was a perfect Ravage opportunity afterwards, but he needed to blink to disengage in the first place. And everyone needs to hold and like respect the Tidehunter's call instead of trying to go forward and make some cool cowboy play. Like it's 100% on Pepita to land a good RP for them to take these fights. But towards the end of that one, he was like pressured to run forward and pop RP, even though everyone on Infamous was already split up by the time he had. Yeah, sorry. On Ravage. It's his job to jump in and pop the Ravage, even though everyone had already disengaged at that point. It was like split up. So this game is like super hard for Pepita, and people like aren't really communicating very well on TOOBASED, and it sort of shows now.
Yeah, they're just kind of going out, trying to reclaim vision, but it's not being tolerated as Infamous is just here ready to go. Can just kill these supports so easily as both of them have now been picked off. And now even top lane, Award's going to reveal both Mariano and Annihilate as they move their way into the trees. And need to be careful. Sacred finds him. A Yules comes out. Arena Spear pinning him against the wall, and the Gyrocopter offers enough damage. They get the Storm.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough HP to do anything. He wanted to get the status resistance from Kaya Sanj, or Sanj Kaya, but now he's just opting to go for a BKB because he realized that's not enough.
This Slark feels so strong. He is 1v4 right now, drops the Depth Shroud there to keep himself alive, and he's going to continue the chase here. He ends up getting the Imperium Nyx Assassin and an RP Skewer, pulls Medusa right back in, has to Stone Gaze. A second pounce comes through, gonna hold her in place, and Sacred is there, misses the spear actually. A little bit of uncharacteristic play there from him, but Boris, he cannot survive in this fight. He's just an agility battery for this Slark, as now they've caught Mariano as he's gonna shatter. They're crumbling on some TOOBASED. It doesn't seem like they can figure out what to do here, as Jube will be the next one to fall.
Another battery for Lumiere. I think you just GG out of like that last team fight that you just played. It seems to be getting worse and worse. I think that like their mental game is broken right now. They seem to be having a pretty good time on Infamous, if nothing else, but simply TOOBASED, they're only suffering by staying in this game for now.
I hated the Tide pick even before the Slark came out, so this is where I'm just super confused. Top lane, they make a play here onto the 5 Gyrocopter, but Michael was here and just saves him, and now they're turning around onto another kill. They almost find Jube as well, and it looks like they will, alone with the Skewer pulling him back in, and another kill going the way of Slark. This man has 17 permanent agility, Neff.
He didn't get a point from that last kill. He was finished off by the Dark Pact. I was right. Neph owns.
Dude, I'm telling you, he was within 300 range. I've seen this happen many times.
Maybe. I wasn't.
He
I'm gonna
also
have to
may
pull
not
the,
have hit him with Essence Shift, because if you don't hit them, you can't get the agility from it.
All right, Ricky, get the protractor out. We need to see how close he was.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
It's been a couple of weird bugs as far as like death stacks go. These last couple of games, though, it was the thing with the Finger of Death and the Ice Blast, which is just unfortunate as well.
Yeah, that one needs to be fixed. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd like guts the Lion hero completely. Like, he just has no scaling.
And it's not uncommon that he's picked up with Ancient Apparition either.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
All right, we're smoking up. I think they're going one last ride here on Simply 2 based.
Top lane, Orchid comes out. Did they catch Slark? All
did.
right,
The man
800
bleeds.
gold. That's a big one. Michael was not there. Does have a blink, though, which is very, very fast timing for him.
Dire's bottom tower
All right, they managed to kill Slark. That's something. Yeah, couldn't get out of that one. I mean, the Shadow Demon made a mad dash over
Oh.
Slark to try and save him from that, but
Mariano pushed out of the Roche pit momentarily. He'll have blink right after this, since that missile won't disrupt his blink. So, see if they continue the chase. Holding off on the Ravage, trying to chase down a huge RP, though. The Ravage does come out, trying to save this fight in one way or another. Slark not buying back this. I Annihilate out of mana, and Boris incredibly low as well. He can't do anything to this Mars, and he's just standing alone here in the river by himself. Missile comes through, skewer all the way on over to Mariano, trying to close the gap. Going to go for a TP out, but a Yule's there to cancel. And one quick spear finishes him off. The Slark's not even here, Neph. The GG. You can't win a fight 4v5 and the strongest hero isn't there. It's probably time to call it.
yeah, that's got to be the nail in the coffin right there. The fact that you've taken down Slark, that was like the only opportunity you can grab Slark is in a 1v5 scenario where you get the silence off on him before he's able to do anything. And you think, okay, we can get a little bit of control of the map like this. We can maybe take a 4v5 fight if their most farmed hero is gone. But when you're not even able to do that, it just completely breaks your morale. But that's exactly where the game was at. There was so little they could do. They didn't even need Slark towards the end there. And
I mean, that RP was
Dark days
incredible.
yeah, I mean, dark days for NA Dota, man.
Very well played. I mean, the Slark near flawless game, 13-1 and 10, died just at the end there, but alone on the Magnus, 6-1 and 14. Having found multiple RPs that resulted in like very critical kills. This, like I said, to me, this Tidehunter pick made no sense in the state of the draft, even before the Slark got picked. And then as soon as Slark gets picked, this game's just over in draft. Like, I don't know what you do here on the side of Simply 2 base to deal with this hero.
Yeah, that ended up being even more scary than the anti-mage just because it came online quicker. He started doing things so early into the game. Like, I think it's around the 15-minute mark he started participating. As soon as it was Echo Saber Diffusal Blade and RP was up, it's like, okay, we group up, we smoke, we find these kills, we just win the game off of that and just nonstop killing them afterwards. So super well played by Infamous. Seems even the skill of Pepita bringing in some SA talent isn't going to win a game for the NA crew. We did take one game earlier from No Ping, but things are getting pretty rough. Hopefully 2Base can take at least one game off Infamous. Maybe they can clutch out a victory and manage to qualify instead of being dropped down to the third place decider and having to qualify through that, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we throw it to a quick break, though, I do want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Mate Mate. So big thank you to them. For those of you who don't know, you can go to bts.gg/Mate Mate, use code BTSDota to get a chance at winning a bunch of different types of goodies. There's a bunch of different raffle prizes in the form of Secret Lab chairs, some PC towers as keyboards and mice. So definitely make sure to check that out. The winners will be announced on August 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely head on over to bts.gg/Mate Mate and use code BTSDota for that. Big thank you to Mate Mate for helping sponsor the tournament, keeping us going. But we'll be back after just a short break, everyone, for Game 2 here between Infamous and Simply 2Based.